Season 8 of Delta Force is here, so that means it's time for me to show you how you can keep making millions in easy money, in passive income, every single day in Delta Force operations. Today, I'm going to run through the best things to craft in your blacksite that's going to generate you over 2 million in alloy every single day without even having to play the game. As well as that, I'll also show you where to find and how to use my profit-making spreadsheet that hundreds of Delta Force players use every single day to figure out what the best things to craft and sell at any given moment on any given day are. Prices can change rapidly in Delta Force through the auction house. You never know quite what's going to be the most profitable thing to craft and sell at any one time unless you get up-to-date pricing, so using that spreadsheet is a really good way to maximize your profits. I've also got some tips today on where you can get tons of free premium fuel which you can use to craft gold ammo. That's this stuff here. You use 2 of those to craft gold ammo and you can get loads of it for free and then use that to sell gold ammo worth well over 5 million alloy. So first, let's just jump straight into that and let's talk about premium fuel for a minute. So if you want to get a load of this free, you can see in my stash here, I've got a bunch of this just sitting here ready to go. Every 2 of these you can use to craft 1 batch of gold ammo. So if I go to my black site and we go to some gold ammo like this 5.56 for example, you can see down the bottom here, this uses 2 premium fuel and a couple of other bits to craft. So there's 62k cost there because I already own the premium fuel. So basically free to craft that gold ammo. If I wanted to sell that ammo, 120 rounds of 5.56, you can see here that's currently selling for 5,707. So if I sold 120 rounds of that in the black site, that's going to make about 600,000 in revenue, ignoring the costs of buying the materials. But if you're getting that premium fuel for free, obviously that's almost pure profit. That's over 500k in profit just from that batch. And you can get loads of these for free. What we need to do is look at the seasonal missions. Now, if you're somebody who's not bothered about seasonal missions, you're not bothered about the 3x3 safe box, that's absolutely fine. Even if you're a casual part-time player, mostly play easy mode, but it's not too hard to get loads of this fuel. What you need to do is go into your seasonal missions. You can find that in departments, season missions, and this section on the left here. And this is broken down into phases. In phase 1, you can get 2 premium fuel for free, so not many. But if you get to phase 2, there's another 16 premium fuel you can get, and they're actually quite easy to get. So in phase 1, you just need to do the supply deployment operation, the very first mission in that. This one here, you'll have this unlocked right at the start without doing anything else. You just got to kill 5 enemy soldiers, that's AI bots, with an AKM. Very easy. You get 2 premium fuel for that. So that's basically just giving you 600,000 in alloy for doing pretty much nothing. Then if you're able to do enough tasks in part 1, in phase 1, which is going to take a little bit of work, but they're not too difficult, you'll need to complete all of the main objectives here, and then also get a few stars from some of these side missions here as well. But most of them are pretty easy. You can just run around with the gear sets and quickly just tick them off. Once you've unlocked phase 2, there's then another 16 premium fuel, and all of these are for the first mission on a tree here. So none of them are ones where you have to grind through any more missions on this tree, really. You don't have to get to like 5 out of 5 like I have on these. They're all literally the first ones. So you can see armed to the teeth here, the very first mission, you get 4 premium fuel. So that's like 1.2 million worth of premium fuel for doing 1 mission where you have to kill 3 operators whilst wearing gold armor. We then have another batch of 4 you get for doing this first stealth space one, the journey one. In that one, you don't even have to kill anyone. You just have to go and use a mystic neural device somewhere and hack a couple of computers. You get another 4 premium fuel for that. Same again for stealth space divide and rule. You don't have to kill anyone for that, no PvP. Just do a couple of scans in the same game, another 4 fuel. And then down on search and eliminate, again, the very first one, you just got to submit 2 items. These are going to cost you about 400, 500k to buy. They do fluctuate a little bit. This says 500k here, but it's actually going for 260 at the moment. And the other one, the oxygen tank, you can buy as well. And that's about 200k at the moment. So under 500k to buy those, and you get 4 of these fuel, which is again worth about 1.2 million if you make it into gold ammo and sell it. So great way to make yourself 5 or 6 million there through doing some fairly easy missions. Jumping over to what we want to craft in our black site. If you're not super familiar with crafting in the black site, you unlock different things you can craft by leveling up your workbench, your armor bench, your pharmacy, and your cyber warfare division. I tend to just craft in my workbench, that's going to be ammo, and then also in my armor bench, that's vests and helmets and stuff like that. The pharmacy and the cyber warfare does guns and attachments. You can make a little bit of money off attachments, but not loads. so I don't really tend to bother there, but there are a few scopes and things you could craft to make a little bit of money. And pharmacy, you don't really make very much, so it's generally not worth it unless you're crafting these premium vest repairs when you've acquired these mobile cables in game. But the big money's always in ammo. If you want to craft stuff, come into the ammo tab here. You can favorite things. That's why I've got these ones showing at the top here. You've just got to click the button down on the bottom right behind my face. We turn that off for a moment so you can see this little button here. That's going to favorite something and it will just stick it at the top here, so it's easy to find every time you come and want to do some crafting, and then you can get rid of it again there. You can then go through, you can filter these, you can see what you want to craft. There's red, gold, and purple. You can see they have different crafting times. So most purple ammo has a 7-hour crafting time, and most of the gold ammo has 8 hours as well. And it's worth paying attention to how many rounds you get, because you generally get more purple rounds than you do gold. And also some of the gold ones give you a different amount. Most of them give 120, but this one here, 4.6, gives 150, and the 12.7 only gives 90 rounds. So that's worth bearing in mind. So the current most profitable ammo to craft in the game is actually one of the new ammo types at the moment. There's a few very close contenders, and remember, these are going to fluctuate all the time, so different ones will be most profitable each day, but we'll talk about that a little bit more in a moment. But for the time being, the 300 BLK sub ammo, this is selling for around 2,600 at the moment. If you make this in your blacksite, because it only uses intermediate ammo production parts, that's only going to cost you around 65k to produce 180 rounds. You can then sell those for about 400k, so that's 336,000 in profit every 7 hours, or around 1.1 million per day. Next up is the 5.45 by 39 gold ammo. You can see here selling for about 5,500. If we craft this in our blacksite, that's going to use 2 premium fuel and 2 of these breaching hammers, or they're called electric demolition hammers now. They changed the name, for 120 rounds. If you make those, it's going to cost you around 200k to produce. Sells for about 570. So that's 371,000 profit every 8 hours. Or if you used those instead of buying them, if you wanted to make them for a gun you're going to use in game, that's going to save you around 456,000 by crafting them to use rather than buying them to use. So if you're going to use any kind of expensive ammo in game, generally more economical to craft it and use it than it's going to be to sell some other ammo and then buy the ammo you need. You might as well craft the stuff you're going to be using. It's going to make a lot more sense. Or if you don't really tend to use much gold ammo or purple ammo, then just craft stuff to sell, and then you can use your cheap ammo for whatever modes you want to play. That's another one that will make you about 1.1 million per day. And then also the 9 by 39 gold rounds. These are also selling pretty well at the moment, up nearly at 6,000 at the moment. Again, this is going to fluctuate, but if you craft these, they're going to cost you about 250k per batch, sell for around 610,000, and that's going to make you about 360,000 alloy every 8 hours, or about 1 million per day. Now, like I mentioned, these prices fluctuate a lot. In the time it will take me to record this video and put it live, they'll probably be different, and by tomorrow morning they could be drastically different. So what you want to do is really take a look at a bunch of different top selling ammos and probably rotate what you craft. Really, the way to make the best profit is not going to be by crafting one ammo type all the time. It's probably going to be by looking at a few of the different top sellers and crafting those, and then keeping an eye on those prices. And when you see those prices high, then selling, because you're going to see prices like this 556. This might fluctuate 1,000 up or down every single day, and the same for all of these different ammo types. So what would be ideal is to craft a few different ones, have different stockpiles of these different ammos, and then just monitor the prices. Get used to having 4 or 5 maybe that you just have a quick glance at each day and see what's selling high. And if you see one that's selling for 500 or 1,000 more than normal, then go and dump your stock, sell that, and you'll make the most profit, rather than just selling it immediately once you've crafted it, because you might not get the best price necessarily. This little graphic here also has some of the top ammo types you can craft on it. You can see there's loads of different ones that make you well over 800,000. So there's quite a small window there, 800,000 to 1.1 million per day. And there's about 15 different ammo types you could craft to hit that. So even if one of these ammo types crashes, because everyone's watched the video and is crafting the top one, there's still loads of other options, so it should all balance out pretty well. So make sure you have a look at this graphic and also get the spreadsheet, which I'll talk about a bit later in the video. If we have a quick look at armor, at the moment gold armor is the one to craft, as it usually is. The elite vest, again, sitting out top. This is going to cost you about 122,000 to produce. And it's selling for around 460k at the moment. If you go into our black site, you can see that's going to take 8 hours. And every one of those we make is going to make us about 275,000 in profit, or save you about 335,000 versus buying one if you wanted to use it, which is what I often tend to do. If you did sell them, you can make around 800k per day by selling these elite vests. So that plus your ammo, you're going to be making about 2 million per day if you just crafted and sold everything. The FS composite vest also makes you some decent money. That's going to make you around 240k every time you craft one, or around 700,000 per day. And the Havoc Mark II vest again is selling well. That's going to make you over 200k per vest and 700,000 to 800,000 per day. Generally speaking, when crafting gear, any of the gold vests are going to make you good money, and any of the gold helmets as well. Barring the night vision ones, they will make you money, but not anywhere near as much as the others. All of that's going to be a good shout to craft. The purple armor and stuff isn't really worth crafting as much anymore because the price has dropped and you can buy it quite cheaply often when you manage to catch a good price in the auction house. And they also have very long crafting times. And then stuff like rigs and backpacks is basically never worth crafting unless you're crafting stuff you can't buy, like red gear or gold rigs that you have special items for that you can't buy in the auction house. So just to give you a very quick rundown of my profit spreadsheet, if you want to use that and properly nerd out and min-max this, I'll put a link to this in the video description down below. If you want to use this, you'll need to go to it and click File and make a copy and save a local copy, because you won't be able to update any values in this one. That's just a read-only version, and this doesn't get updated every day. This is only updated when I manually do it, which might not be for weeks on end. So download your own version of it. It's updated as of today, but obviously these prices go out of date very quickly. On this, you're going to find different tabs you can access by clicking along the bottom here. Don't worry about the crafting materials one. That's just some formulas for working out these prices. But all you need to do in this spreadsheet basically is update these values in the green boxes here. So you have the cost of the ammo, just skim through the auction page and update the ammo prices here. Skim down the materials tab again from the auction page and update those values there. And again for the gear on the right here. Once you've updated all of those green boxes, that's all you need to do. And then if you go to the ammo and the armor tab, this is going to automatically calculate everything you need to know. If we just zoom this in a bit, so it's a little bit easier for you to see, you can then click at the top here to sort this. Say we want to sort it by black site profit. This column is going to tell us how much money we're going to make in pure profit by crafting this ammo type in our black site. That's taking out the costs of buying the materials, that's taken out the auction fees as well, because you lose about 13% in auction fees. And you can also see how much it costs you to buy that currently from the auction house, how much it will sell for, how much your saving would be. That's your saving if you crafted and used this ammo instead of buying it, and then your pure profit, and then your profit per day based on the time it takes to craft this ammo. So you can see our profit per day. If we sort it by that, you can see those ones we mentioned earlier: 300 BLK sub purple, 5.45 by 39 gold, and 9 by 39 gold. But you can see all these other ones all making good money as well. Loads of different ones to choose from. Really, it's just ones you want to avoid. When it's getting down below sort of 700,000 here, then you're starting to lose a significant amount of money compared to the top ones. But loads of good options to craft at the moment. And then again, if we jump over to the gear tab, you can see it's the same deal. We can sort this by profit, we can sort this by saving, we can sort it by profit per day, and you can see we have these gold vests we mentioned sitting at the top, the gold helmets, and then those night vision helmets lower down, and then all this other stuff that doesn't really make you much money, and stuff that even loses you money if you decided to craft ALS load systems. So that's everything for today. Hopefully you found that useful. I've had a lot of people asking about that video, so hopefully that will help you out. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I'm back streaming Delta Force now, so if you want to come and check out my live streams, stop by on Twitch and YouTube, and I'm going to be streaming a whole bunch of Delta Force. And if you want to help support the channel and get the cheapest Delta coins that you can get right now, you can do that by using my Midas Buy link, which is again in the video description. Midas Buy is the official Delta coin buying website for Delta Force. It's owned by the same company. It's not a third-party site, so it's all very above board, and they sell the cheapest Delta coins you can get. So go check that out if you want to buy Delta coins for anything in-game, and that helps me out as well. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world, and I'll see you next time.